create thousands of jobs, both in the UK, shipyards and supply chain, building on the investment in places like Barrow, Derby and elsewhere. He's a fantastic champion of what this industry means in his area, and the Team Barrow partnership is a crucial component of ensuring AUKUS is a success. That's why the Chancellor provided millions of pounds of funding for a delivery board for Barrow. We recently discussed this at Cabinet, and I look forward to visiting him and his community when my diary allows to see the progress for myself.
Anna McMorran.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This last weekend, the Prime Minister posed for photographs with a group that shares extremist conspiracy theories on climate change and campaigns against net zero. Does the Prime Minister share their views?
That's no way to talk about the Welsh farming community, Mr. Speaker.
My integrated care board tell me that only £2 million of the £120 million of capital which they receive annually is for primary care, and that seems an unfairly small amount for our amazing family doctors and practice nurses who are, after all, the front door of the NHS. So can our local GPs have a greater share of this?
Prime Minister.
Can I thank my honourable friend for his excellent and continued campaigning on health provisions for his constituents. Now, on the specific point that he raises, integrated care boards do have the power to increase their primary care annual capital management budgets as long as they keep within the overall budget. I understand my honourable friend recently met with the Health Minister earlier this week to discuss this further, and I will make sure that his proposals are very carefully considered.
Dame Angela Riedel.
Very much, Mr. Speaker. The Prime Minister has just told my right honourable friend, the member for North Durham, that it's inappropriate for him to be commenting as a government minister on what bullying allegations at the post office, and yet he allows his trade secretary to comment freely, loudly, and often on Twitter. Is he content with her activities and her behaviour in this respect?
Mr. Speaker, the business secretary set out her position explicitly and clearly in the House last week. And actually, since then, and despite some of the claims that were made by the party opposite, the former and permanent secretary at the department has completely refuted the claims that were made. And yesterday, the current CEO of the Post Office and the Director of Business Resilience at the department also refuted Mr. Staunton's recollection. Our focus and priority is delivering justice and compensation for those who have suffered a historic injustice. We are introducing legislation to right this wrong, and we will make sure that everyone gets the compensation that they deserve.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The £132 million allocated to Cornwall from the Shared Prosperity Fund not only kept our promise to the Cornish people to replace EU funding, but has supported dozens of businesses and funded projects across the Duchy. However, the current round of SPF expires next year, so can the Prime Minister confirm that his government will continue with shared prosperity funding and continue to provide the support the Cornish economy needs?
Prime Minister.
It was great to visit my honourable friend the other week in his constituency and see the delights of Cornwall, and I wish everyone a happy St Piran's Day for next week, Mr. Speaker. Now, Cornwall has been awarded over £130 million to deliver, I think, 100 different projects across the county through the UK Shared Prosperity Fund. Funding is confirmed for this spending review period up to the end of March 2025. But as with all government funding, decisions regarding the future of the fund are a matter for the next spending review. But I can assure him that we remain committed to an ambitious levelling up agenda in Cornwall and across the country.
That completes Prime Minister's questions.
So you've been watching there, Prime Minister's questions. One of the major clashes between Sir Keir Starmer and Rishi Sunak was when Sir Keir Starmer tried to bring up the comments by Liz Truss, the former Prime Minister. He said that he questioned why Rishi Sunak was allowing the former Prime Minister Liz Truss to remain a Conservative MP when he said she was at every opportunity slagging off Britain, and she'd recently in the States remained silent. As Tommy Robinson, as he put it, that right-wing thug was described as a hero, and why is he allowing her to stand as a Tory MP at the next election, he said. And Mr Sunak replied that he didn't believe a single member of his House supported Tommy Robinson, but he then pointed to, he said, while he said that there was the record in the Labour Party was anti-Semitism ran rife in the party, and he had not once but twice backed a man who called Hamas friends. So Sunak hitting back there over Labour's problems with the candidate for Rochdale, Azhar Ali, who made comments about Israel's war in Gaza. Let's go straight now to the question that's coming up about the Post Office from the SNP.
Secretary of State for Business and Trade if she will make a statement on what steps are being taken to restore public confidence in the Post Office Board and governance, following evidence taken at yesterday's Business and Trade Select Committee.
Minister.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I sat there for 5 hours listening to all the evidence that was given to the Select Committee yesterday.
Best of that. There you have it, man. Tommy Robinson, talk of the town. Getting mentioned in Parliament, the whole 9 yards, man. Mental. Sorry the interruption and shit. My connection fucked up, and then I had to turn it off and turn it on again. Fixed. Call me an IT expert. Anyway, have a good day, y'all. Catchies.
Clips. And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling.